Duodenum is where most of your digestion occurs. All that bile that I talked about that's coming from the liver is going to end up here in the duodenum. Okay? 90% of digestion and absorption is going to occur in this duodenum. This area here, this triangular area, this whole thing that I'm pointing to here is the pancreas. This entire thing here is the pancreas. This line right here is the pancreatic duct. Okay. Now what the pancreas does is the pancreas it makes a bunch of wonderful digestive enzymes, and those digestive enzymes are going to be shipped out through the pancreatic duct, and they're going to land in the duodenum. So this is why the duodenum is such a hot spot for digestion, because this is the bile, the enzymes, all that great stuff is there. Now, once you end up getting to all of this is also the small intestines. Okay. All of this area on top would be considered jejunum, which is the first. You have the duodenum, and then after the duodenum, you get into the jejunum. Okay. The jejunum makes up about half of this entire region. This region on top would be jejunum, and then on the side here would be jejunum. Okay. There's no clear separation between the jejunum and the next segment or last segment of the small intestine, which is the ileum. The ileum is around this area here, and the ileum, like I said, is the last section of the small intestine. Okay. So I'm going to now take off the small intestine, and there's some lovely squiggles on the back as well. For now, I'm going to put him back on. Okay. The entire region here that is in gray is the large intestine. From the small intestine, the chyme is then going to enter into the large intestine through the ileocecal valve. The ileocecal valve, in this particular one, this is part of it. It's actually going to come just through this structure, the ileocecal valve. Okay. This entire area right here that's been peeled away so you can see it, this is the cecum. The cecum is the first area of the large intestine. All right. You have this weird green finger-like thing that's like just hanging down here. This is your appendix. Okay. The appendix, they used to call it a vestigial organ because we believe it had enzymes that allowed us to eat cellulose, but now we believe it has more of an immune function. So this is the appendix. So this is the cecum again, and from the cecum, the food is then going to travel up. Since it's traveling upward, that's why we call this the ascending colon. This is the ascending colon. From here, it's going to travel across, which is why we call it the transverse colon. And then it's going to travel down. So we're going to call this area the descending colon. Okay, the descending colon. Now there's one more section of colon, and it kind of starts from about here, but it's better visualized if I take him apart a little bit more. So I'm going to take off the transverse colon. And now I'm going to remove this whole area here. The sigmoid colon is actually better viewed from behind. But on the front, I would believe if somebody points around here or lower, that would be the sigmoid colon. Okay? But on the back, you can really see where it gets its name from. Okay. Well, I guess if I do it like this too, but when it's sitting in the body, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay. But you can see here how it's got that nice S shape. Now, this is the sigmoid colon right there. Around here, where it starts to, it's off at an angle, but it's still straight. From here to here, that is your rectum. From here to here. It's where the colon basically straightens out and is not turning anymore. This brown part here is the anal canal. This model, as well as most models, I guess they don't want to put a butthole on it. I don't know why. God, I can just see this on YouTube now. The anal sphincter would actually be here, or that you could call that the anus. But it would be a little chunk of muscle there that's just there waiting. And I love how they chose brown. We can go ahead and imagine why that was the case. Okay, and that's all she wrote. Yeah.